What's up everybody? I wanted to do a video about my gaming setup here. I've pretty much done a lot of what I want to do. There's still a couple things that I'll mention, but let's get down to more like in-depth details. Like this is the basic look of it. It's in a corner of the room. The windows kind of make it hard to see during the day for the screen, but it's all good. Custom built PC, 1060 graphics card, and a 16 gigs of RAM. We got a Acer 1440p 750 or 75 hertz monitor. This is a 32 inch I believe. Oh no, sorry, it's a 27 inch monitor. Little tiny Insignia monitor, just vertical orientation. Microsoft webcam there. Over here we have an Asus monitor, just kind of on the windowsill for my wheel setup. So this is a 24 inch I believe. I want it to be a little bit higher just because it sits a tiny bit lower than I want it to, but you know, that would be another project for another day. Chair from Amazon. So this desk was free off of OfferUp. That part I built. I think I did a post about it. So all of this was custom built with wood, with just like plywood, like literally 30 minutes. But Thrustmaster TMX wheel, really jerry-rigged Thrustmaster flight stick, the TH80 shifter, and the T3PA pedals inverted. Check out that video. I'll link that in the description, but check out that video about how to invert those. That way you get them positioned like this instead of having them on the ground. I find that this way it just feels better. The pedals are in a little bit better of a position and angle, and it's you know, if you have it at this setup, like it stays in place a lot better too, like it doesn't slide around. What else? Logitech keyboard and mouse, some special edition mouse, I forgot the name of it. Mouse pad, and then with a HyperX gaming, I think they're HyperX Cloud headsets or something, but wireless. Wireless is super nice, especially for switching over to wheel, because you don't have a cable to mess around with. But yeah, I highly recommend these headsets here. They're wireless. I'll leave the link in the description, but they are super nice. One thing I like about them is the wireless capability. Battery life is super long. Check it out. So they have an app for it, but without charging it, I've used it for a couple days now, and I use it for about a couple hours a day, and they're only down to, what is that, 50%? Mic quality is pretty good, decent, super comfy, like plush earpieces here, and it's nice and firm, like tight. Pretty sure this is like full metal, the metal headband there, so it doesn't snap. Yep, highly recommend these, and go grab them, link in the description. Next is the Thrustmaster TMX wheel, and then TH80 shifter, T3PA pedals. Now I highly recommend these as well for those that are, you know, not super budget, but also, well, somewhat budget, but but don't want to spend, you know, for the like Fanatic wheel and setup. But feedback is super nice. You do have to buy the shifter separate, about 150 I think for the shifter, but you have the option for a gated shifter, or you could do a handbrake, which is a different plate here, and then you just do a different mode in the PC. But different options for that one. T3PA pedals, really nice. The feedback is alright. Sometimes it does squeak a lot, but nothing low WD-40 can't help. Handbrake. It's a Thrustmaster flight stick they got from Goodwill. Made a video about it. Go check it out. But yeah, it's been working fine. I chopped off the top there. You guys remember it was like super tall. It was actually on the ground, but then I was like, no, this thing is not working. So I chopped it, put it onto a table. As you can see, so it's literally just drilled into the table here, and then drilled into the base of my custom handbrake. Now this little table, literally you just do two identical pieces, and then one on top and then one on the back, just to support the lateral movement. This one you really don't need too much support, like it's just for the shifter, so it's not like you need a lot of support and a lot of reinforcing. But this table right here, how I attached it, so this is normally just like a normal office desk, and I needed a little side table so I could put my wheel on. So you got one of these shelf brackets drilled to table. This is wedged in between, so that supports that side. Now the table is like sagging a tiny bit because of the weight of the wheel, but it's not the worst thing. I was thinking about reinforcing it with putting another piece of wood there, but honestly this is like, it flexes a little bit, but like it's not gonna snap or anything, and it doesn't bother me. But other side is made of the same angle shelf bracket thing, and that's literally all that's holding it. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing that's attached on this side. So it's literally just those inner bolts. At the bottom, to help stabilize it, I put these like a flat piece on, and then put a little L bracket there. Let me show you on the other side. Yeah, so it's just, it extends past this, so it has a bigger foot pretty much to be stable. And then this one right here, I made a video on how to do this, but it's just two identical pieces on the front, back, making a 90-degree angle, putting this on the back, putting these, as you guessed it, the shelf, what are they called? Shelf bracket things? I don't know. But total of 4, 4 of these, you know, using what I have. But yeah, and a lot of cable ties to kind of help cable management. Next would be like monitor connectivity. So right now my PC, the back of the motherboard or the graphics card has, don't know if you could see that, but it has, I think it was 1 HDMI and then 3 display ports total. So this one is connected to DisplayPort. This one is also DisplayPort. I think this is HDMI. So that's kind of how it is. DisplayPort cables are very expensive for some reason, which is really annoying. So frames per second, I'm actually getting pretty good frames. So for example, in like Content Manager, I was averaging about maybe 150 frames per second, which, you know, it's not the highest, but for 1060, I think that's okay. So previous session was 140 frames per second, and this is all like very high settings. These are the quality settings too. So I mean, it's like, it's up there. I mean, I've tried to do as much as I can do to get the best quality and what I could get. And I'm also running the Soul mod as well. Better graphics, better look, better lighting, blah 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 blah. Like R6 for example, I'm getting about 75 frames per second, maybe 100 sometimes. So, or I think it was like 120 actually. Yeah, 120 frames per second. I forgot. It was somewhere. It was pretty good. So what I do is I pretty much go from here, open up Content Manager. So I have this one open. If I hit go, then this will load. There we go. So having a triple monitor setup, I do have to drag this. You see that? I have to drag this all the way over here. And I have to drag it before it loads the track and everything, or else it'll kind of glitch. Oh yeah, and then sometimes the Assetto game loads. I'm just gonna Alt F4 out of this thing. Alt F4. Bye bye. And then this is gonna load sometime today. Alright, so now I have this screen. And then this one. For example, I can run OBS on this side and then have the game run on that side. So, and I can have like Discord or whatever internet on this screen here. So I'm really liking my setup right now. The only thing I would like maybe if this was a tiny bit wider. That way, like some pages are super like squished, so then the formatting, everything is screwed up. But this screen is fine, maybe a better webcam, and then definitely a mount for this to go from here up that way or something. That way I can get it off that stand and it might look a little bit cleaner. This is also a 1080 monitor, I believe. The only other thing is whenever I'm, you know, here and then I gotta look over, my neck kind of gets sore after I do that for a while, so that's the only other complaint. But I mean, sheesh, what? That's a good problem to have, right? Well guys, that is a setup update. The next thing would probably be painting this so it's like somewhat cohesive to that. Maybe just black, honestly. That way it's just not wood color. Maybe just like a wrap. I don't know. Depends on how lazy I get. And the next thing would be maybe like a bigger mouse pad. This one's fine, but sometimes it does kind of shift around a little bit. So maybe just like a bigger one to cover the whole table, and then the keyboard goes on top of that. And some like neon lights. I'm a fan of just backlighting and neon lighting, so might get that in the works. But yeah guys, if you have any questions about how I did anything or how I connected anything, I'll also have a video going up about how to set up OBS for drifting. For example, like having a wheel cam and then the game camera or game video at the same time. Some people don't know how to do that, so I'll put a video up about how to do that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.